Hello there. Welcome to Personal Finance 101 channel. We will upload personal finance tips regarding how to save, how to improve credit score, how to overcome debts and a lot more. And if you are new here, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified every time we upload new personal finance tips. Let's get started. Ways to save money instantly online. In today's world, shopping in brick-and-mortar stores seems so backward, dated, and boring. Millions of people each year sit in their jammies while drinking wine and shop for clothes, household goods, gifts, and just about anything else you can imagine. One of the great benefits to shopping online is the various coupon, rebate and dollar-back programs available. If you click through a link, or use a coupon code, your savings can be substantial. In addition, you get all the myriad benefits of shopping online. No children to drag through stores, no gas costs to get there and back, and no hassle of dealing with crowds. So, once you're convinced to shop online, where can you find the savings? There are several ways to save money online. Let's start with coupons. Coupons. This is a fairly standard. Go to one of the coupon sites, many will be provided below, and look for the store you want to shop with, or search by category, depending on your needs. Be sure to click Apply when you enter the coupon during checkout. Although in the early days of online shopping, coupon codes were plentiful and generous, frequently you could find $10 off a $10 purchase with free shipping. Good coupons these days are hard to find. Some stores, like Land's End, rarely offer coupons while others, LL Bean, often offer free shipping on any size order. When you order, or even if you don't order, be sure to sign up with the website either by registering or signing up for coupons. These direct email coupons are often some of the best you'll ever find. Here are some excellent coupon sites to get you started. MyBargainBuddy.com. Here, a mom compiles good deals and coupon codes for you. Some of the best deals need no coupon at all, but if there's a good deal and a coupon to go with it, all the better. FatWallet.com. Lots of codes here along with active message boards where other deals can be found. MyCoupons.com. The most beneficial part of this site are the message boards, which are alive with the sound of people saving money. Check out the posts that have stickies on them at the start of each forum. There are often some good links to printable coupons here for favorites like Toys R Us and Chuck E. Cheese. One note: if you are looking for a code for a certain store, don't assume that if it's not available at one website, it doesn't exist. There are different codes at different sites. Visit several coupon sites before giving up hope that a code does in fact exist for that store. Rebates. Here's how the big daddy of online rebate programs works. Go to ebates.com and sign up for an account. There's a sign-up bonus of $5, so you already have a free $5 coming to you. Then, when you go shopping, check Ebates before heading directly to an online store. Even if you have a coupon from another site, click through the store link on the Ebates page for more savings. Let's say you choose a new jacket from Kohl's and you have a $10 off a $75 purchase. Great. Keeping the coupon code in hand, you head to Ebates and find Kohl's among the list of stores. This store offers 2% back, so you click through the Kohl's link on the Ebates page and make your purchase. Not only do you benefit from the coupon code you applied, but also got an extra 2% back on your purchase. Not a bad deal. Ebates will send money to your PayPal account or send you a check. Points. Not everyone knows about the various point programs available, but since you can earn points without doing any shopping, the points programs are worth knowing. Visit mypoints.com and sign up for an account. MyPoints will send emails, sometimes daily, sometimes several in one day. You click a link in the mail and automatically get 5 points. Sign up for an offer or make a purchase through that link and earn even more points, from hundreds to thousands of points per offer. MyPoints is most useful, however, when you're shopping online. It's like Ebates in that you click through a link on the MyPoints site, and you get points for your purchase. Most stores offer a certain number of points, 2 to 4 on average per dollar spent. Once you have at least 1,000 points, you can redeem the points for gift certificates for restaurants, gas, travel and clothing. You can't use Ebates and MyPoints in the same purchase, so if a store is linked through both Ebates and MyPoints, you have to decide which is the better deal for you. Whenever possible, try to combine a coupon code with the MyPoints or Ebates deal. Tips to improved personal budgeting. Clip coupons. This is the single most important rule of personal budgeting. Why? Simply because a few minutes spent clipping coupons could end up saving you multiple dollars in the checkout line. Buy in bulk. If your favorite products are on sale, buying in bulk may cost you more at present but could end up saving you a lot in the future. Some good examples are items that do not have an expiration date, such as soap, shampoo, toiletries and other household items. Canned foods, which carry a long expiration date, are also ideal for buying in bulk. Saving your change can be a great help in your quest for personal budgeting. You would be surprised how quickly change can add up and, even if it's $50 or $100 per month, your coins can add up to some serious cash. Many people discard their coins or simply toss them around without thought, but saving them in a bowl or dish will help a great deal when it comes to personal budgeting. Put a portion of each paycheck into a savings account each week or month. Whether it's a few dollars or several hundred, always make sure that you are putting aside some amount of money into a savings account. If possible, deposit 10 to 20% from each paycheck. Avoid impulse shopping. This type of buying is what ultimately leads to buyer's remorse. In order to avoid it, think about what you want to shop for and make sure that you avoid any last-minute additions unless they are absolutely necessary or you can afford them without being in a crunch. Shop the sale racks. Everyone enjoys sprucing up their wardrobe now and then, so, when it comes time to add a few new pieces of apparel, stop by the sale rack for big savings. There's nothing wrong with keeping a few extra dollars in your pocket, which can later be used for life's little essentials. Avoid using high-interest credit cards unless you can repay them within 6 months. Otherwise, you are more likely to get swallowed up with interest and end up paying for the original purchase several times over. If you do use a credit card for purchases, try to use one with an introductory APR or a regularly low interest rate. This could end up saving you big bucks every month and also in the future, which is one of the most important rules to personal budgeting. Request free samples. A number of websites, including startsampling.com and walmart.com, offer customers the opportunity to request free product samples of certain items. Everything from skin lotions and shampoo to dog treats and household products are up for grabs to all who ask. In addition, many manufacturers offer free samples of new product releases directly through their own website. If you find yourself in increasing credit card debt, call the creditor and request to be placed on a hardship program. This type of program allows for lower interest and smaller payments for a specified amount of time. Depending on the creditor, it can be in effect for several months or until the balance is paid in full. This method will not only help your immediate personal budgeting, but will also give you additional financial freedom in the future when the debt is paid in full. Budgeting for emergency funds. Emergency funds are considered to be a necessity as far as financial security is concerned, since it can provide one with financial resources that one can resort to and depend on when an emergency arises, such that when one is sick and have the burden of paying huge medical bills, or unexpected home or major car repair. When one has no emergency fund, one can be obliged to acquire debt on your credit card that might take several years to repay with interest that would later cost so much more. However, by putting an extra $30 to $50 every month in an individual, emergency savings account, one can be secured with what emergency the future may bring. In doing this, it is recommended that one regards the emergency fund as an additional bill, to be punctually paid each month. Yes, one can and should budget and allocate the extra money for emergency fund, as this is very significant when one refers to his financial future. Here, the goal is to create savings from budgeting your income. The emergency savings should ideally be equal to at least 3 months your living expenditures. What's important is that you should steadily put a certain amount of money aside, and only use it for real emergencies. Not like an investment, the success of one's long-term savings funds does not really count on the amount of return or interests but on placing a fixed amount of money away constantly and steadily so to have immediate access to it at all times. In spite of one's financial status, the initial step in the process of constructing an emergency fund is by knowing where your money is presently being consumed or spent. When one recognizes and determines where one's earnings are spent, then it will be easy for one to choose and make a decision where to trim down expenses. In other words, budget. Budgeting is putting or setting aside money for anticipated and unanticipated future use. It is here that one sets up a goal so as to save. So set an emergency fund as your goal. Checking, savings, money market accounts and certificates of deposits are great places to keep one's cash that might be needed on quick notice. The amount saved from budgeting can either go to your savings goal, emergency fund or both. One could utilize the money saved from budgeting financial expenses by saving half of it to your savings account and half of it for emergencies. This way, you achieve your goals in savings and at the same time put in funds for emergency use. It's your choice. Bad ways to save money. Finding new ways to save money on almost anything you buy is almost like getting a raise. Maybe it's even better. When you save $20 on a coat, you get to keep the whole $20. When you make $20 more on your paycheck, you lose $5 or more of it to taxes. Finding ways to save money can go too far, though. In a recent newsletter on how to save money, one contributor suggested getting free flowers for weddings by picking up the leftover flowers at a cemetery. She didn't say how you can tell which are leftovers. I thought I was cheap. The following are gleaned from real suggestions on ways to save money sent in to frugality websites and newsletters. Some cheapskates don't seem to notice that an extra hour at work might put them further ahead than many hours of penny pinching. Ways to save money. Don't try these at home. A mother confessed that she makes her kids stuff their pockets with the free ketchup, salt and other condiment packets every time they were in a fast food restaurant. Oh, if only that were all, but no. She has the kids squeeze the contents of the packets into regular jars of ketchup and mustard too. She says she hasn't bought these condiments in years. Pride is found in strange places. One creative penny pincher found a way to save money on car washes. He washes his entire car using the squeegee at the gas station. I wonder if he takes the toilet paper rolls home from their restrooms too. Would you like a free umbrella? One man suggests getting one at the lost and found department of any large public library. You just tell them you lost a black umbrella. They will almost certainly have several, from which you can pick the best one and claim it as your own. What if they have no black umbrellas? I guess we'll have to wait for this guy to publish a lost umbrella color frequency chart, in order to know which color to try for the next day. Several contributors to these newsletters know how to save on their long-distance phone bills. The most common suggestion is to call people long distance when you know they won't be home, and leave a message for them. Then they pay for it when they return your call. I suppose if your timing is off, and they answer when you call, you can quickly hang up on them and try again later. I don't recommend any of these as ways to even the most frugal person. Apart from the ethical issues with some of them, they can be lumped in along with washing and reusing plastic wrap, a time-wasting frugality. On the other hand, they are fun to read, and I suppose we could view such measures as cheap entertainment as well. Perhaps you can turn off the lights to save money on electricity and tell the kids it's a game of hide and seek, or train your dog to beg from the neighbor so you don't have to feed him. I wonder how many people actually pay for magazines and newsletters that tell us ways to save money? Do these magazines advise that readers go to the library to read them, or stand reading them in the aisle at the bookstore for an hour? Those are some sure ways to save money. Budget your way to success. Budgeting sounds like a boring strategy used by our parents. For a long time, budgeting was considered the way to manage money because it helped people keep track of where their finances were going. But lots of people are choosing not to budget because it seems so needlessly complicated with little or not benefit. But there is a benefit to budgeting. The real trick is finding a budgeting method that works for you. Here is an excellent strategy to help you manage the money in your personal portfolio. The first thing you need to do is create a budget. Creating a budget does not have to be restrictive, but it should be a guideline to help you manage your income and your expenses each month. The first thing you want to do is list all your expenses on a month-to-month basis. The next thing you want to do is list all of your income on a month-to-month basis. Then compare. Many people who have trouble saving find that their expenses are very close to their income. So what can you do? One option you have is to reduce your expenses. This might mean going out with friends a little less or giving up on some luxury that you typically enjoy. Another option you have is to increase your income. Unfortunately, for many people, this is easier said than done. One way that you can reduce your expenses and increase your income is by using a debt consolidation loan. By consolidating many outstanding debts that are due throughout the month into a single loan with a single monthly payment, you will be accomplishing several things. First, you will be reducing your monthly payment because you will be securing a larger loan and is spread out over a longer period of time. Second, you'll be reducing the amount of interest you pay because you will be consolidating your many debts into one debt from one provider. Reducing your interest not only helps to reduce your expenses but also increases your income. And if you are able to find some assets that can help you get a secured loan, you'll be able to spread out your payment over a longer period of time, and you will likely qualify for a lower interest rate because you have some security to offer the lending institution to back up the loan. Now that you are actively pursuing a budget, you will need to find a way to continue to reduce your expenses over time. A secured loan will help you do that. But don't forget that there are many ways you can also increase your income. Congratulations! You are assembling a budget and getting control of your finances, and at the same time you are reducing your expenses and increasing your income. How to budget your money for debt relief. Creating a budget can help you to achieve debt elimination and get you out of debt. In fact, it is not a difficult process. You need a piece of paper, a pen, copies of your bills and expenses, and a little time and determination. And to do it successfully requires you to set up a budget which you can live with, adjusting it as needed and follow it. Create your budgeting plan. Use simple household budgeting tips to get out of debt and get your finances under control. Estimate your housing costs, utilities, food, clothing, transportation and vehicle costs, medical and/or family expenses, entertainment and online services, credit card payments and debt priorities, and lastly, other expenses. In your budgeting plan, allocate a portion of your money under safety net account. The money in your safety net account can only be used on emergencies, to recover for unforeseen expenses, for income loss protection and for myriad of other financial busters. Track your spending. After you have allocated your money, apply all extra funds to pay ahead on your debts. In using your money toward debt reduction instead of treating yourself to another fancy dinner or extra pair of shoes, you can watch your debt dissolve quicker than you might imagine. Once you have set up your budget plan, track your spending to know where your money is actually going and whether it is within your budget. Keep a record of all money spent, whether it is by cash, check, credit card, etc. Once you know where your extra money is going, and oftentimes, realize how you can save hundreds of dollars that can apply directly to your debts and make huge strides to reducing your debt away. Monitor and review your budget plan. Budgeting is a process of create a living plan and managing your money to meet your short and long-term goals. Your budget plan should be flexible and being reviewed from time to time and make the necessary change in line with your current needs and circumstances. A static plan that never changes could doom you to failure right at the beginning. Online resources. There are tons of budgeting tips and tools which you can find from internet. From budget calculators and worksheets, to detailed software programs, research your options online for the one that best suits your needs. Use these extra information and help on your budgeting process. Happy budgeting! Creating a budget doesn't have to be a painful restricting process. What you need to do it to make it a habit to know whether your money is going. And by knowing the flow of your money, you have a better control on your money and eliminate unnecessary expenses, and the saved money can buy dump debt accounts to reduce your debts and get rid of it one day. You may not create a perfect budget plan at your starting stage. Continue to review and make necessary changes to in line with your needs and financial capability, and the most important is follow your budget plan to make it successfully relieve you from debts. Assumptions in credit repair. When it comes to life, the majority are always assuming, and the most of them assume the worst. Creditors, debtors or anyone today all base their theories on assumptions, and assumptions from the beginning of time have caused nothing but failure. When people fail to pay their bills on time, many of the creditors assume that the debtor does not have the means to pay the debt. Many creditors, with the assumption that you are not capable of paying your bills, will often set up an arrangement or else lower the amount so that you can repay the debt. This is a step to credit repair, however it takes you to contact the creditors to let them know your situation. If you have several bills on hand and all the bills are pressing, it makes sense to pay off the debt that benefits you the most. After this bill is paid, you can set aside an amount the following paycheck to pay off another of the bills. Once you follow this strategy, it allows you to work your bills down gradually, thus repairing your credit. If you don't have the funds to repay the entire bill, at most pay the minimum amount so that you can continue using the service. Most debtors assume they are in debt and there is nothing they can do to resolve the problems that plague their lives every day. Creditors are always on their back, and their paychecks are never enough to make ends meet. This is the process of giving up on life. When we give up, it often leads to stress. The answer is often in front of them or comes somewhere down the line. Sometimes we see credit counseling or debt consolidation advertisings and think, how can they help me? The fact is, debt consolidation is only a lead to get creditors off your back for a moment. Credit counselors are more prone to help you find a solution to repairing your credit. Credit counselors is the solution when you don't see a way out on your own. The professionals work closely with your creditors, and work toward a resolve. This is certainly a way to get creditors off your back, work out an agreement with your debts, and reduce the stress level that comes along with financial burdens. Some of the credit counseling services offer a low fee for their services and provide you with a financial managing solution. The services often offer help with managing your money, as well as offering counseling to homeowners, students, and so on. There are many solutions for debt relief, so the key then is not assuming the worst. Again, the main solution is paying off the debts that are considered priorities. If you have secured loans, it is always wise to find a way to pay these bills first. Unsecured loans pose a threat, but nothing compared to secured debts. Some of the non-essential bills can include credit cards. Although you are responsible for this bill, however, the worst that happens with credit cards is that you lose your privileges. Check your terms and agreements, since some credit cards may allow you to pay the interest on the cards. This will give you the time you need to find a solution for paying off the card. Some cards may even allow you to pay the minimum balance on the card and allow you to keep the card in your possession. If you have credit cards, you might want to consider paying your bills, which will give you time to repay the credit card. Pay the maximum amount on the credit card before the bill comes in so that you have funds available to pay your bills the following month in case you don't have the funds available. There is always a solution, so never assume that you can't deal with any problem. You might want to cut back on some of your spending so that you will have extra cash when those bills come in also. Cutting back only provides a solution for gaining money and repairing your credit. Avoiding bad credit and repair. Staying in contact with your payments each month can help you avoid bad credit. If you research the marketplace before coming to a purchasing decision, you are well on your way to avoiding bad credit and repair credit hassles. You want to consider all applications, including credit cards, student loans, mortgages, and car loans carefully to avoid being overcharged. Making the wise decision ahead of the game is the ultimate solution to maintaining good credit. Most people, when taking out a home mortgage loan, are not aware of the options available to them. Many will walk in the bank door, fill out the application, and accept the terms and conditions when offered to them. If you ever heard the many reports that swept the pages of newspapers, television, and other advertising sources, families and individuals are filing bankruptcy because they cannot afford their homes anymore. This is because these people did not take the time to check the marketplace first in searching the options available to them. As you can see, the millions reported are in debt and searching for a way to repair their credit. The solution then to avoiding bad credit and repair is to research, invest wisely, make good decisions, and budget. Being informed and educated is two of the best tools offered to us. There are mortgage loans that offer overpayments and underpayments, and these loans include vacation packages and lump sum payments to the borrowers. There are also other loans available that offer low mortgage monthly installments and low interest rates with insurance policies attached that will pay your mortgage if you are sick, unemployed, in an accident, and so on. On the other hand, there are mortgage loans that have high interest rates, high mortgages, and balloon payments attached. When balloon payments are attached to home mortgages, it is almost guaranteed in a few years you will be searching for a solution to repair your credit. There are very few home lenders willing to tell you the truth about the variety of home loans available. Most of the lenders are making money and you are a source of income. It is important to scope the terms and agreements carefully, as well as reading all fine prints on any loan contract before you sign. If you want to avoid bad credit and repair, you want to stay on the right path. Loans are agreements that are made between two parties, and attached are interest rates and other fees. If you are applying for a home loan and want to avoid bad credit, it makes sense to learn what the fees include and how much those fees are. Anytime you take out a mortgage loan, there are upfront fees attached. In some cases, you can get a home for little or no cost. Searching the marketplace can save you time and money. Some home loans offer an acceleration clause, which covers you if you miss mortgage payments. The lender will apply the clause by allowing you leniency providing you make payments the following month on time. This type of loan is great for avoiding bad credit, foreclosures, and repossessions. The marketplace is swarming with realtors and other sources that will help you get a mortgage loan affordable to you with benefits included. Car loans. If you are applying for a car loan, it is also important to research the marketplace carefully before agreeing to any terms and conditions. Make sure that you find the best deals affordable to you. College loans. I learned a golden rule that applies to everyone. This rule is that most car dealers up the fees on cars 15%. This means if you negotiate with the dealer you can get a reduction on the vehicle up to 15%. Credit cards. Another word of advice is when applying for credit cards you want to sway away from cards that have fees attached and high interest rates. Avoid credit card offers that have upfront fees offer a high line of credit. Student loans. You also need to consider student loans. You may be qualified for a student grant from the government. This is the first place you want to start before committing yourself to a loan agreement. Homeowners. Avoiding complications in credit repair. Avoiding complications in credit repair is almost important as getting out of debt. When we have bills that were neglected simply because we didn't have the money to pay the bills, or else we purchased items instead of paying the bills, we are in debt. If you are considering a home equity loan to get out of your current mortgage, don't. Why? Simply because most home equity loans get you deeper in debt, and once you are obligated you will find the problem is more complicated than when you applied for the loan. Lenders often target homeowners with financial difficulties, offering them high interest rates and making them believe it is a solution for debt relief. In most cases, this is where foreclosures come in, or selling homes come into place. The solution is only an option to get you in debt deeper. One solution then is for homeowners to consider the reverse mortgage loans. This type of loan is often as equity against your home, belongings, and so on. The loan offers a cash advance solution and requires that the owner does not pay on the mortgage until the end of the mortgage term or when the home is sold. Most lenders provide a lump sum advance, a line of credit, or else a monthly installment to the homeowners. Some lenders even offer a combination to the homeowners. This is certainly a good solution for repairing your credit, and building your credit to a new future. The downside is that reverse home mortgage loans often are more suitable for the older generation of people that have built equity over the years in their homes. Another disadvantage is that almost all home loans require upfront payments, such as title, insurance, application fees, origination fees, interest and so on. Therefore, it pays to ask questions and shop around before taking out another loan to repair or build your credit. Fannie Mae Homekeeper mortgage programs are one of the many that offer a reverse home mortgage loan. Another option for paying off your debts and repairing your credit is to borrow the money from family members or friends. If you have someone that trusts you enough to loan you the money to get out of debt, it is often better than getting a loan. There are several options or questions you must consider before asking family members or friends to loan you the money to build or repair your credit. One of those questions should be the obvious. Can these people afford to lend me the money to get out of debt? Are these people kind enough to loan you money without putting high demands on you? Of course there may be interest involved, but remember they are loaning you money they could be spending on their own bills. Is it possible that you can repay the loan without complicating your situation further? Can I repay these people that loan me the money to free myself of one debt? How long do I have to repay the loan? Make sure there are no extra complications before asking friends or family for money to help get you out of debt. One of the best solutions for finding a way to repair your credit is searching the options to make the money yourself. If you have a mortgage payment and struggling each month to make ends meet, you might want to sell your home. Many homeowners go for this option simply because they make more money in the long run. Once they sell their home, they are often able to repay their mortgage loan and then take out a loan for another mortgage more affordable. If you decide to sell your home to repair your credit and get out of debt, be sure that you look around for the best possible solutions in order to prevent further complications. Make sure you know how much is owed on your home before you set a price for resell. If there are any repairs that are minor or major, try to repair them first before selling. If you can't afford to repair the home, try to do minimal repair so that you can up the price of the home you are selling. Avoiding declines by repairing credit. Sorry, you are declined. Have you ever heard this before when you went to apply for a loan or a credit card? If you have, this means that your credit files has some negative reports and it is time to clean up your act. Credit files are a report that contains your credit score and history. 3 major companies hold your files and allow others to view them when you apply for a loan, credit report, job, apartment, and so on. If that report or file has negative results, you will hear, "Sorry, you are declined." If you are declined, then it is time to get started to rebuild your life. Credit bureaus obtain their information about you from all creditors that has done business with you. If you missed payments, ignored payments, or else simply overlooked payments, the reports are sent to TransUnion, Equifax and Experian for review. Once the bureaus has found negligence against you, your credit scores are immediately dropped. The lower your score means that you have fewer chances in life to get a loan, credit card, apartment, insurance, and so on. The higher your score means that you have opportunities to buy a new car, get a home mortgage loan or a major credit card from any source practically. The outlook for bad credit ratings then is something we want to reconstruct rather than ignore, since it means our respect is in jeopardy. Many people around the world are filing bankruptcy, consulting with debt management programs, counselors, and other resources to find a solution to get out of debt. The fact is, these people are adding problems to their lives. When you apply for bankruptcy, this stays on your credit file for 10 years and in some instances 15 years. If you consult with debt management agencies or the wrong debt management counselors, you are only adding expenses rather than deducting bills. The law provides us a degree of protection, but the total outlook is that when we have bad credit, we are walking on pins and needles for the rest of our lives unless we clean up our act. Bad credit can lead to judgments against us, lawsuits, foreclosures, repossessions, and so on. When we have bad credit, we are subject to become homeless, broke, hungry, and then some. The key then to success is to find a solution that works best for us. If you are working or even on welfare or disability, it is possible to re-establish your credit. The first thing you have to do is make sure your living arrangements, vehicle, living necessities, and so on are in accordance with your income. If you are spending more than you are making, the chances of you getting out of debt will decrease. On the other hand, if you monitor your income and spend within your means, you may find a solution to get out of debt. You might also want to look into part-time jobs if you are on welfare or on disability. The sources allow you to make so much money each month. You will still receive your checks with a little less income, but for the most part, it is a step in the right direction since you will be getting back on your own 2 feet. In addition, if you are working and making less than what you are worth, you might want to find a higher paying job that could benefit your future. There are many options available to building your credit. If you have a vehicle that is costing you more than you make, you might want to consider selling the vehicle and purchasing a used car. Used cars, when maintenance is kept, often last and are less expensive than newer vehicles. If you are paying more than you make on mortgage, you might want to consider selling your home, paying off your debts, and work toward restoring your life. To avoid declines, it is important that you find a solution to repair your credit. Relying on others has proven in most cases to be nothing more than a waste of time. Therefore, the solution is finding what works for you. Avoiding payday loans for credit repair. If you are trying to make ends meet and have past due bills, piling up the last resource is taking out a payday loan to pay your dues. There are many sources available today that offer payday advances. The loans are issued after you show proof of banking account, social security, driver license, and pay stub proofs. This information is used against you. Often the lenders will deduct money from your accounts, including interest and principals that apply to each loan you take out. If you are applying for a payday loan online, beware. Some of the sources are not even institutes that specialize in payday loans. When you are trying to repair your credit, the last thing you need to do is spend money that is not necessary. When you borrow money from payday loaners, your personal information may not be private. Since many of the lenders are outside of the United States and are out of government regulations, your information just might fall into anyone's hands. This puts your credit at great risk. Payday loans offer you a loan against your paycheck, but the downside is you will be paying high fees for getting the loan. Therefore, you are wasting money and taking a chance on your identity. If you are searching for help to repair your credit, it might be wise to search the market for legitimate resources that will help you restore your credit at little or no cost to you. There are debt counselors available that assist people with credit repair, but the best source is you. You might be wise to check out government options that are available to people with bad credit. Many services are available to help you to repair your life. The best solution is keeping up to date on your bills if possible, or minimizing your monthly installments by opting for credit cards that have no fees attached and low interest rates. If you have a credit card, or else applying for a credit card, avoid charging items to your cards unless it is absolutely necessary. You might want to apply for a different credit card if your card has high interest rates and discontinue your old card once you receive your new card. If you suspect that someone has access to your card, be sure to contact your provider immediately to report the card lost or stolen. Be sure to only provide your personal information to those you trust. Never give information pertaining to you freely. If you are considering a loan to pay off your debts, check the market first before applying, since the more applications you fill out applies against your credit report. You might want to cut back on your utilities also to save funds that can be applied to your bills. One way to cut back on electricity is by keeping all your plugs out of the socket if you are not using the appliance. When you have appliances or other items plugged into the outlets and nothing is used, it uses electricity. You may also want to cut back on gas mileage. Estimate your travel to work, stores, meetings, etc., and deduct any travel that leads nowhere. You might even want to consider reducing your weekly grocery bill. Using coupons or buying items on sale is a sure way to put money in your pocket. Another helpful tip in saving money is to cut back on your entertainment expenses until your bills are paid in full. Now, if you want to make money, you might consider selling items that are not needed in your home. Be sure to sell items of value to raise the funds to repair your credit. You might want to consider checking around the marketplace for lower insurance coverage on your home, car, or life policies. Anytime you make the effort to reduce charges each month is an effort to getting on the road to repair. Again, payday loans are not the answer and only cause more problems. If you are trying to get out of debt, resources are the answer. Knowing the right resources takes time and effort on your part, but there is a solution for repairing credit. Bad credit repair. Building your credit after repeated interruptions is a constant headache we all want to avoid. In this article I'm going to break it on down for you, since there are many sources that will take full advantage of you when the opportunity arises. If you feel bad simply because you can't meet your bills' expectations at the moment they arrive, then you are not alone. The fact is, even the best of us are struggling to meet some expectation that the system has placed on us. We calculate weekly the amount we spend on groceries, which are constantly increasing, as well as other bills that are constantly on the rise. It seems at times it is a no-win situation, but the fact is there is always a solution to most problems. The problem most times is some of us do not have the means to find those solutions. This brings forth more stress and often we feel that we are alone. If you're trying to build your credit status, you need to find the resources that can help you get results. The marketplace offers credit repair kits, which can lead us in the right direction to repairing credit, but the disadvantage is that many of the kits are expensive. Let's face it, not everyone has the money to spend on commodities that claim to help us. Some of us struggle harder than others just to survive. Life is forever changing, and in order to keep up with the changes we all have to find a solution. Therefore, I am going to tell you where you can get a free credit repair kit. Your local library stores a wealth of information and it is free to the public. In most libraries that have credit repair kits, credit repair books, or debt management solution books. Anything you want at your disposal, and it is all free information. The library also has copy and fax machines often, and if you notice in the credit repair guide or kit, it will have copies of the letters you can write to your creditors. Make yourself some copies, and once you fill them out as instructed, you are on your way to repairing your credit. The library also has guides or kits for filing bankruptcy. If you do not see a way out, then you may want to go this route. In most cases, you can do a pro bono bankruptcy, which means you will represent yourself in the courtroom. I just wanted to let you know that if you file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you will have monthly installments to make, but if you file Chapter 13 bankruptcy, then the courts wipe out all your debts. The problem is that bankruptcies remain on credit files for up to 10 years or longer. If you can avoid bankruptcy, do so, however it is not the end of the world if you do. I know people personally that filed bankruptcy and was able to get loans for mortgage, cars and so on. If you know what you are doing, you can do anything no matter how bad your situation is. Avoid debt consolidation, simply because it means you will be paying fees and costs to others to get out of debt, which only adds up the bills. You might want to consider a debt counselor from a respected organization. It makes sense to check out any business first before spending money or asking for services. The BBB offers free information on organizations, businesses and corporations. Once you have investigated the service, then you will know if the people are really trying to help you. Any service that tells you they can get you out of debt in no time at all is pulling your leg. The fact is, even when you pay your bills, your credit will continue to list all the bad debts. It will only say after the debt listed. Resolve. Finally, message while I am thinking about it. It is important to get copies of your credit reports from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You can find any information you need online. Knowing your status in life is the beginning of repairing bad credit. Barter credit repair. Restoring credit is essential for surviving in today's time. Today, barter is moving back to the system as many people, including business owners, find it to be a solution for getting out debt or expanding their company. This might sound crazy, but if you think about it, you can find a way to make money. Barter means to exchange goods or services for equal value. However, in some cases you can find people willing to exchange goods or services for less value. Bartering could even mean changing products or items for money. For example, if you have a bunch of video games or a game system and in debt, it might be wise to sell your game system and games, or trade it for something of more value to resell. Some people out there want something that you have but can't afford it and are willing to exchange items for what they are wanting. If you can get a better deal to raise money, how much easier can it get? If you have a lot of items in your home, you can also sell your items on eBay, including the barter exchanges that you obtain. Reselling items to raise money to repair your credit might be the only solution available at times. Once you get into bartering and reselling, you might find it an interest source for making money and start your own business. The stars are at your limit. Be sure that you don't invest money into items that are not going to produce revenue. You could also raise money to repair your business if you have access to the internet and can write. If you have good English skills, it is possible to generate a small amount of income to make ends meet. Don't think that this is an alternative to work, rather keep your job and do your writing on the sidelines. Most of the buyers on the market pay very little for articles, but in some cases you can make a lump sum that can pay off your bills. Credit repair is a job in itself. When you are trying to restore your credit, it takes effort on your part. It also takes thinking, since we often have to search for a solution to find a way out of debt. There are many ways to generate money to repay bills. One way to generate money is to cut back on expenses. This is not as good as finding a barter system or selling system that will generate more income, but hey, it works. One of the bartering systems that stuck out in my mind is when a woman told me about exchanging stickers, stationery, and other similar items. The woman was able to generate a small amount of income, at the same time exchanging her ideas over the internet. If you are able to connect to the internet, you might want to do a search to find out which services are available that can offer you a source of income that can get you on your feet. The internet is swarming with spam, so be very carefully before making a decision. Some services offer a small fee to get you a training package to help you start selling. eBay has a great package for $29.95, but be sure that you can market and sell before you commit yourself. Another solution may be trading your car for a more expensive vehicle and resell the car to pay off your creditors. This can happen, believe it or not, but there are people out there that want something new and willing to downgrade to get the change. The world is filled with people of all sorts, and sometimes we can get real good deals that can benefit us. Regardless of your situation, there is always a solution to survive and get out of debt. It makes no sense to rely on services and business that will only take your money, when there are options that can put you right into business while repairing your credit at the same time. Barter credit repair makes no sense until you come up with the solution for making money on your exchanges and using the money to repay your debts. Bills are due and credit repair is in place. The bills are due and credit repair is in place. This happens too many times with many individuals and families, so don't get discouraged, there is hope. We can calculate our bills by factoring in utilities, telephone, credit cards, mortgage, rent, lease, purchases, and so on. Each of us needs a vehicle to get to work, so this is obviously an important item that we need. Vehicles are used or new. So you need to ask if you need a new car or a used car. If you already have car payments, is there a solution for lowering your monthly payments? Telephone and utilities bills can often wait a while longer before the services are disconnected, so if you have a late car payment, it might be wise to take care of this loan first. This will give you time to find a solution for making payments on your phone and utilities. You might even want to check into some of the savings that utilities and phone companies offer. Savings such as senior citizen discounts or low-income family discounts are often available by many of the providers. Try to keep minimal services on your phone to avoid overpaying a phone bill. If the service providers offer a lower rate on packages, it might be wiser to go this route, instead of adding features separately. If your funds are low and you are not making enough to make ends meet, there are organizations available that help low-income families make ends meet. The social services offer help to families with low income, and often will help pay utility bills. There is help available, you just have to be willing to ask for the help. If you are confined to a high car payment and see that you can't make ends meet, you might want to sell the vehicle to pay off your loan. Try to resell the car for a higher price than what is owed to make a little extra cash. Lenders sometimes offer extension on car payments, so you do have the option of calling your lender and asking for help. Some lenders will even offer a new payment agreement to reduce your monthly installments. When you see that you are having difficulty with paying what you owe, it is always wise to come up with the best possible solution. Researching the market is a great source for finding a solution to repairing credit. The key is being careful and smart when you find that source. Never assume that any company that claims to lower your bills and help repair your credit works. It is easier to get in debt than it is to get out of debt. So when you make purchases or sign your name to a debt, be sure that you can meet the expectations placed on you. We all go through situations that make times difficult at some point. However, there is always a way to get out. Loans that require collateral up front are often some of the loans that are difficult to escape. For example, if you apply for a loan and put your car up as collateral, the company will probably repossess your vehicle if you continue missing payments. On the other hand, if you purchase a refrigerator on credit, the lender most likely will not confiscate your item. However, the lender will most likely take you to court for payment. This only adds problem to problem, so if you can avoid loans with collateral, by all means do so. If your credit isn't so bad that you can't take out another loan to repay your current debts, this is another solution to repairing your credit. For example, you owe $7,000 and take out a loan for $10,000. If you repay your debts, you have $3,000 remaining, which you can use to pay down the current loan. This will help you repair your credit and build your credit ratings. Make sure you find a lender that will offer low interest rates and low monthly installments so that you can make ends meet. If you are able to get the loan, don't hesitate to repay all your debts rather than spending the money on other items. Build credit in your name. If you have delinquent credit and are married, you might want to build your credit in your name instead of using your spouse. Somebody has to have stability. Also, if you are divorced and all the credit cards of credit information are in your spouse's name, you will need to re-establish your credit in your name. Getting your credit re-established is the first step to repairing your credit. When you obtain your credit report, you will see that your spouse's name is listed on the credit reports. This is because together you and your spouse applied for credit cards, took out car loans, or what have you. This means that you are responsible for your spouse's account. The advantage is that credit bureaus cannot list the negative accounts against you if you are divorced. Once you have copies of your credit report, you will then need to cancel all joint accounts. If you contact the creditors to resolve the issues on your credit report, be sure to ask the creditors to take in consideration your spouse's credit history. It is important to bring into light your spouse's credit history when applying for a loan. Let the lenders know that you are now divorced and starting your own credit line. If you apply for credit cards, be sure the cards are in your name and use them wisely, since this helps to rebuild your credit quicker than most sources. Make sure that you pay minimum balance on the credit card accounts each month to avoid delinquencies. If at all possible, when you see that your funds are low, pay your bills rather than making a purchase on your credit card. Once your bills are paid, be sure to make a payment on your credit card. This method not only keeps you out of trouble with other creditors, but offers a solution for repairing your credit. If you can afford to pay your bills each month and use your credit card, be sure to only purchase items you need and keep it at a minimal. If at all possible, pay off your credit card balances each month to avoid interest. Interest rates cost an additional hundreds of dollars in the long run, so paying off your dues on time can save you money. If you don't have credit cards and decide to choose a card, be honest on your application and look for the best interest rates available. If you are in debt, it is wise to pay off your dues before applying for a credit card, unless you intend to use the card to get out of debt. If you plan to use the card to get out of debt, search for the best interest rates, as well as cards that offer cashback on your spending. There are tips for managing credit cards to repair credit. It is important that you are consistent with the use of your name. For example, if your name is Robert Leon Swisher Jr., always sign your name accordingly. Do not use your card dishonestly for advantages. Few people believe that lying can get them out of a problem. The truth: lying gets you in deeper. If you are filling out an application for credit cards, tell the truth. It is important that you understand the time frame to apply for a credit card. If you are out of work, lived at your residence for less than a year, or you have negatives on your credit report, this is not a good time to apply for a credit card. If you are stable, it is always wise to apply with lenders where you have done business with them at a later time. Building your credit after divorce is difficult at times. However, it is not an impossible task. It is important that you are aware that most credit card solicitations are gimmicks that only offer you a solution for hanging yourself. Instead of getting out a rope, it is wise to stay alert and investigate any credit card offer made available to you. Finally, you want to avoid low introductory rates on credit cards, since after about 6 months the interest rates often hit the roof. Build your credit with caution. Building credit can be a very exciting thing. Avenues of great opportunities are available if you do it right. It is important to avoid scammers that claim to offer you a debt solution in little or no time at all. Many scammers on the market today are taking advantage of people in disarray. Do not become the next sucker. Any company that does not advise you of your rights, or else lets you know up front before continuing that most of your credit issues can be dealt with on your own, is probably a fraud. Under the federal laws, many of the companies are prohibited in many areas, and often a lot of them work out illegal arrangements just to get ahead. There is, however, legit companies and organizations that can help you re-establish your credit for little or no charge. Researching the marketplace is the best solution for finding the right sources. Your local library has a wealth of information at your disposal, and it is free to sift through the pages. Take advantage of any opportunity that presents itself, and you are well on your way to building your credit. It is important that you be cautious with your credit choices. Take each step very slowly and consider all of your options before making a final decision. When you have several creditors making offers, it can be very difficult to decide on which one to deal with. Follow these simple guidelines when deciding on and dealing with a creditor. What interest rate are they offering? The interest rate on your credit account plays a serious role in your ability to keep up with your payments. If possible, always make full payment. Keep in mind that making full payment may not always be possible. This is why you need to consider carefully the interest rate that you are agreeing to. Make your payments on time. Do not make payments before 30 days of the last payment, and do not make a payment after 45 days of your last payment. Payments received after 45 days are considered late, and payments made before 30 days also get a bad review by creditors. Do not apply for credit more than 3 times a year. If you do, you can easily be denied credit because those actions are perceived as shopping for credit. If you are suspected of shopping for credit, your creditors will deny you. You can keep track of how many times you have applied for credit and with who by looking at your credit report. Your credit report shows all the people have inquired into your report for the last 2 years. After 2 years, the listing drops off your report. Once you begin paying a creditor, take it slow. You are going to get many offers for credit, and it is extremely tempting to take them all up on their offers. Keep all of your receipts and contracts. Keep all of your receipts for payments made to any creditor. Yes, creditors have been known to misplace a payment received. Let's hope it isn't yours. Rest assured if it is, providing you kept your receipts. Saving your contract with any creditor is highly advised. In the event that a dispute should arise, the creditor will be sure to throw in comments concerning your agreement and signature on the contract. The most important thing to do with regard to your credit is take pride, protect, respect, and especially enjoy it. Having good credit is a luxury and can widen the horizons of possibility for you and your future, providing you pursue your credit with caution. Building credit and stopping creditors. Building your credit is a surefire solution for stopping creditors and collection agencies from nagging you every day. If you are attempting to re-establish your status in life, you must realize there is a bumpy road ahead. Creditors are people you owe, and if you do not pay, the creditors will go lengths to get their money. Regardless of the laws and regulations stipulated on credit bureaus, creditors, collection agencies, and other sources that collect debt, many will break all the laws, simply because they want their money. Money has been the root of all humankind evil, and when it comes to money, everybody wants some. The best solution to stopping creditors and collection agencies ahead of the game is to pay those bills on time. If you have utilities, insurance policies, car payments, mortgages, credit cards, and other debts, you might want to lay out a budget plan that you can meet each month. Combining all your payments will help you see where dangers lurk. If you see any potential risks ahead, make sure to find a solution ahead of the game to avoid creditors and collection agency hassles. No one likes it when people nag us, but when we owe money, you can bet your last dollar nagging is in the making. Do not bite off more than you can chew. If you see that you are in debt deeper than you thought, do not go out to the department stores and shop until you drop. This will only make matters worse, and you are risking your home, car, and other assets in the process. If you see that you are in over your head or potential risks could develop, you might want to get ahead by selling a few valuable items. When you are paid for the items, make sure you apply the funds to your bills, or else open a savings account that will benefit you and your money. Savings that offer no startup fees or interest against your money is the best solution for saving cash. If you get money back or interest on your money in the bank, how much better. You are making money. Money is what makes the world go around, so if you can make money, you will have a solution for building your credit. The last thing you want is escalating to a debt you can get out of and having creditors call you daily. After creditors' calls, then you will get calls from collection agencies. After the two are done torturing you mentally, you will have to deal with lawyers, judges, and other potential threatening personnel. I point this out because many people do not realize the severity of ignoring their bills. If you have a good credit standing currently, it is wise to get copies of your credit reports from the 3 Bs. Keeping your file on hand and current can help you to monitor your credit scores. If you notice any activity on your report that is against you and you did not agree to the debt, it is important to contact the credit bureaus immediately. Your credit is in all aspects of the word your life. If you have bad credit, you can be turned down from a job, denied a rental, or turned down when you apply for any line of credit. If you have bad credit, you might as well blackball today. There is hope, however, if you have bad credit. Government agencies and private institutes are teaming up to help those of us with bad credit. The impossible has happened, because now even if your credit is bad, you can get a loan, a home, car, or even a credit card. Prepaid cards are available to those with bad credit. Prepaid cards are the same in contrast as major credit cards, only you apply money to the account, paying a low fee, and then you can use the card. The world is starting to recognize the struggles that happen every day for many families and individuals. The best solution, however, for stopping creditors is to build your credit by paying those bills. Never give up hope. Do-it-yourself credit repair. Many of us believe that it is only through an agency that we could possibly have any hope for repairing our own credit. Rest assured that this is not true. It could possibly cost you more money and time to arrange through an agency than it would to just do it yourself. My recommendation, before contacting an agency for assistance, is to follow the steps, as you may just be surprised at the results. Repairing your own credit takes time, and definitely takes patience. You first need to contact the credit reporting agencies in writing requesting your credit report. You are entitled by federal law to a free credit report every year. There are 3 main credit reporting agencies that you will need to contact. The Bureau's information can be located by running a search on the internet for credit reporting agencies, or looking through your local phone book. Include the following in your written correspondence with the credit agency. Written request for a copy of your credit report. You are entitled to 1 free credit report a year. Include a copy of your state ID. Send proof of your current address if it is not current on your ID. List your last known addresses for the past 5 years. Include a copy of your social security card. Sign the document. Allow at least 4 to 6 weeks to receive your credit reports. If you have already received an annual credit report from an agency and are not entitled to the free yearly report, you may also use any denial letter of credit within 60 days of its receipt. If you receive a letter denying you credit, make a copy and enclose it with your written request for a copy of your credit report. Once you receive your reports from all of the agencies, review each report for accuracy and differences. Design a spreadsheet or written log to track the differences. Do not hesitate to make use of disputes or accounts that are invalid. If you find anything on your report that is worth disputing, most agencies allow you to file an official dispute via their website. Your credit reports should include contact and account information for each creditor. Organize all of your debt and creditors. Most debts older than 7 years old will or may not appear on your report. If this is the case, leave them alone, do not dig around for them. Most creditors after 7 years of not having any contact with you will write off the debt. Some may continue their pursuit to locate you. Either way, don't open the Pandora's box if the account isn't listed on your credit report. Take it upon yourself to contact each creditor to make payment arrangements. Most are willing to work with you. Some may make your task very difficult. If a creditor is being difficult, feel free to ask for his or her supervisor or speak with someone else. Expect some creditors to be rude and unwilling to work with you. Do not feel discouraged, and just ask to speak with someone else. Offer a settlement amount. Write down details of the conversation as well as the person's contact information every time you speak with a creditor. It may take up to 6 months to feel like you are making any progress at all on your credit with your payment arrangements, but rest assured that your credit will fall into place within a year. It is very important that while you are paying your creditors, when you mail in your payment, that you pay by check or money order and keep all of your receipts. Always include a SASE, self-addresses stamped envelope, with your payment and request a receipt for the payment from the creditor. Obtain copies of your credit reports on a yearly basis from each agency. Do not obligate yourself to any other creditors while paying off your current ones. You will or may receive several credit offers, throw them away. Stay focused on your goal to get out of debt and keep track of all your activities such as payments, contact with the creditors, their names, extension, time and date you spoke with them, and list any details of your conversations and arrangements. I hope you found this video useful. Please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for a lot more personal finance tips. And I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video.